Hi.
Hi, my name is Giannina.
Giannina?
Yes.
Hi, Giannina.
Hi. So this question is relating to music. So for Jensen, I was wondering what your favorite radio company song is and if there's a story behind it. And for Jared, do you have a favorite song that's meaningful to you and why?
Oh, wow.
I mean, yeah, I think every song that Steve and I have cooked up has got some sort of story. I know it does. I'll say, I don't, look, I guess I'll pick one, and I think I've said this before, but the song Keep on Ramblin' it's actually kind of an ode to Butch Cassidy. And it was, if you listen to it, it's the story of Butch Cassidy. And I was, at that time when we wrote that, I was living in Telluride, Colorado, and which was the first bank that he ever robbed is in that little town, that little mountain town. And so that kind of gave us the idea when we wrote that song, and we kind of talked about, you know, what it was like to be him in that day and age. And I don't know, it just has a catchy melody, and I liked it. I liked it because it wasn't something that was, you know, your normal kind of subjects of music. It was a story. I like storytelling songs. Yeah, thanks.
Favorite song in general? I don't know. We kind of touched. We had a conversation about this kind of on a macro level earlier. Music or literature, books or whatever. And what's funny, there's probably some way to tell on your phone, like what you listen to the most in a day or a week or a month or a year. Mine changes constantly. Mine is very mercurial. Like if I'm in a good mood, I listen to, you know, T Swift and stuff. Kidding. But I will say that when so many, hard to say for like what my favorite song is. I will say this about something that he and Steve did, but I was there on set in Supernatural when they covered Elliott Smith's Angelus, because there's some, I mean, yeah. And I was there, I got to sit in the sound truck that we would do our voiceover and ADR for Supernatural with, and there's some really cool, I'd seen Good Will Hunting many times, and I had quoted it as my favorite movie often, which it was and is at times still. But there's a really cool lyric, what's a game of chance to you, to him is one of real skill. And so I borrowed that here and there, because sometimes when people are like, oh, you're an actor, oh, it must be so easy. You're like, hey, it ain't, it's not. Like, but it's also, like, I do like to play cards and poker and blackjack, but I do it maybe twice a year. Like I'm not a gambler by nature. Like I'm a kind of a pretty pragmatic kind of guy. But in this industry, there are certain ways you can handle yourself or behave or work that is a skill that people just don't realize. And he and I both, I think, have worked really hard at developing that skill. But yeah, as far as music goes, it's whatever I'm in the mood for. That's such a cop-out. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you got it. Bye, sweetie.